This is the Gen Z Show.
So yeah, like we were saying earlier, we're going to talk about logic versus creativity. I think Austin has officially chosen the side of logical.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we came to, as me being logic.
Alright, what the discussion format's going to be kind of like is just like debate almost, like what if this and that. For example, seeing as I'm on the side of creativity, without creativity one could say that we wouldn't have spears or anything to hunt to begin with. Because who would look at that and think, logically that rock can be tied to that stick?
I guess, but at the same point, you'd have to think that, okay, logically I need to make something, I need something to kill this animal.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the only way to do that is with something sharp,
Yeah.
right? So there has to be some logic behind it.
Oh, of course, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But how exactly, if you were, what we're talking about exactly is that you can only have one, right? So you can only be super logical and have no creativity. You know, like when you, in middle school and things like that, you have to do that test. Whether you're more creative or you're more logical, you know, testing the left and the right side of your brain.
Totally don't remember.
No?
Nope.
That's fine though, because it might have been also part of planning time.
Creativity, that's all it was.
Yep.
No logic.
So yeah, it's as if you're taking a human being and you're just like, you know what, you can no longer be creative, and then you just wipe that away from them, or vice versa, logic, right? So how would that change everybody per se, if one was only to be logical, or if one was only to be creative? Is there such thing as logical music?
That's a good point. And there's not a lot of logical art.
Yeah.
Either. But I mean, there's stuff behind it.
Yeah.
Like, logically, you would think that if you put a stain on a piece of paper, it would stain the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Right? So there had to be logic behind the creativity. So it's
True.
kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Right.
There's pretty much two parts to the equation.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
The end. Yeah, absolutely though. Like the brain is made up of logic and creativity, which makes it really hard to debate this because no one is just.
You
I wouldn't
can't be
think.
one-sided.
Yeah.
If you were, it'd be retarded. Like, well, pardon my use of that word, but you know, it'd be ridiculous.
It would be bad. Very bad. Yeah.
If it was all logic, everything would be gray.
Yeah.
And like one color.
You might say it could come down to equilibrium. Did you
Yeah,
ever
like,
see that movie?
No.
No? It's with Christian Bale. It's actually a pretty decent movie. It goes into detail about, like, what if a World War III happened, let's say the socialist won or whatever, was kind of the point of the story. I'm not sure about the war, I didn't read the book, I only saw the movie, so I'm pretty sure the book goes more in detail about the war.
Probably.
But this is just, you know, what happens afterwards, right?
Yeah.
The society. So everybody takes this drug, you know, the morning, the afternoon, or no, morning, lunch, afternoon, and then, like, before bed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it just pretty much numbs them down to only think, you know, I have to go to work.
Yeah,
I can't display emotion.
3 or 4 things you can do.
Yeah, like, you're pretty much just living your life by a really crappy routine.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Everybody walks down the same way. Like, pretty much there is no individuality. It's just everybody's one person.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's what creativity brings, though, is that, you
Uniqueness.
know, yeah, there's like it's more personality, gives you an edge,
Yeah,
in a sense.
I guess in a sense what might be easier to debate would be, I want to say personality versus not, I guess.
True. Yeah.
Because, I mean, realistically, you use creativity. Everybody's going to have different forms of creativity. Everybody's going to have a different idea of creativity, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's actually, I find it extremely hard because you can't have one without the other. You can't have logic if you don't have logic, you can't create anything, and if you can't create anything, then you don't necessarily have logic, right?
Yeah. I just noticed something though. Did you notice that the vinyl player just started playing it? I was just gonna say it wasn't playing it at all, but now it just decided to play. So
I think it's been playing for a little while. You just haven't heard it.
No, I've just been listening to the scratch. I've been tuning into it. I was just like, that does add that little tone of let's change the
Obnoxious.
station. Just. Well, yeah, okay. Let's debate personality and not having a personality, which is also kind of hard to do for us.
It's bad because Dakota and I aren't good at debating. We need to have like 2 other people in here that we can debate against, because we would feed off of each other because Dakota and I share kind of the same ideas.
Yeah.
So if we were to debate something, it'd be like, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's
back
kinda
and forth.
It's kind of like almost what happened with me and Andy when we tried doing debates at the first couple episodes. We'd just be like, yeah, I agree. Oh, well, now we have nowhere to go with this.
Yeah.
We need more people in here. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of which, actually, now that you mention that, we are looking for more members to come in and maybe just talk. If you want to just come on the radio once in a while, that's fine. Just talk to me. Facebook message me on facebook.com/GenZShow if you want to be on the show.
You can get a hold of me too. I'm on Facebook. If you know me, you'll Facebook me.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. It's just like, I don't want to tell everyone my personal info.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. You can reach Austin at 778. No, I'm just kidding.
Bleep, bleep.
Yeah. But no, without personality, we wouldn't be able to have conversations like this.
Exactly.
I would think,
There'd
anyway.
be no creativity.
Yeah.
There'd be no humor.
Yeah. And I think humor isn't a logical aspect. Logic
Isn't?
I don't think it would be.
It would be witty.
It would
It
be.
wouldn't really be logic.
No. We could also
You
go
can't
back
say
to
logically this would be funny.
Yeah, logically this would be funny. Yes. As he's like stirring his wine glass. But for example though, with logic though, if we go back to say fight versus flight, right? Would someone who's logical, do you think, attack the animal or fly, leave?
It depends.
Or would they be creative and be like, you know what? I just developed kung fu, and I'm gonna fight this lion.
Well, it definitely it would depend on the situation.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. Like if something's bigger than you, obviously choose flight.
Yeah.
But oh look, a mouse. Okay, fight. Good punch.
Or the old English ladies just like, oh, on top of the stool now. Can't deal with that.
Yeah. Flight.
Husband.
Off the ground. Just jump a couple times. There's your flight.
Oh god. But yeah, no. So logically, I don't think there would be too much fighting, personally. Just because, I don't think you would fend off most animals, whereas the creative person might figure out a way to take out a mammoth.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And would it be a logical choice to team up with other human beings, or would it be a creative choice?
Logical. That would be logic in my view. Because if better in numbers, right? If you've got something bigger than you, then
more spears to throw. Yeah.
More arms to hit with.
Basically what we're doing is we're taking, because obviously our society's developed to the point where we can't really ask this question because it doesn't matter. We're just going to end up living anyway. In Canada we have free healthcare. So we're pretty safe here, but say we went back in time to the point where we didn't have computers and cars and things like that. Imagine a growl.
No, I was thinking of Wayne's World.
But yeah, absolutely. Just if we take away all the technology and all the things we have, even radio, cavemen didn't listen to radio. I wouldn't think anyway.
They'll just tune it on their stone.
Yeah, the Rolling Stones.
There you go. Oh, there goes the Rolling Stone.
The first beat ever was the Stones. Oh wow.
Square one.
Square one. Just I like that. Someone create a riff for that. The stick against the tree. Yeah, that was
The
logical
invention of
music.
drums.
That too.
Stick.
Yes.
Stick.
Yeah. But let's see. So, obviously, it's really hard to live without both. It would be really boring.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Logically, it wouldn't work.
Logically.
Logically, it
You
wouldn't
can't
work.
say creatively.
That's another thing. You can't say creativity.
I don't think there is a word. Oh,
Creatively.
Yeah, creatively. There you go. Creatively
This is funny,
make something up. Yeah.
right? Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Logically, this would work. You can't
Yeah.
say creatively this would work.
Yeah. I think when it comes to logic versus creativity, with logic you could have the square, right? You know, like a hole shaped like a square.
Yeah.
And then creativity, you're like, how can I make the square shape fit in the circle?
Yeah. Okay.
Like
that
you
makes
just
sense.
go the extra step of just thinking like, how can I make this fit? And then people look at that and they're just like, I really like your approach or your technique or your style or
something like that.
your art form or pretty much just talking about the different styles of arts and what people generally compliment others on.
Yeah, I think that would be what it would be about. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be so much as, create logically is like logically this square will or this circle will fit in this hole because it's a circle hole, but creatively would go how, like you said, how can I fit this square into that hole?
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing is I like to think logic is kind of like point A to point B. The fastest way to just get there. And then creativity's like, well, what's the other way? Like, let's explore a little. Let's have
Yeah.
a
What
little
else
bit
can
of
I
fun.
do?
Yeah, which is pretty much just parkour.
I guess.
It's like the mix of two. They're just like, let's have logic,
How does the
creativity.
crow fly?
Yeah. How can I walk down this pole?
Walk up this pole.
Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah.
Straight up.
Straight up, 90 degrees. Straight up.
Flagpole with your feet. Try that.
Yeah.
I would pay someone to do that.
Oh,
That would be difficult. Suction cups on their feet.
so many YouTube hits. So many.
Pretty sure they would get more than YouTube hits.
Yeah, they'd probably get their own show.
Take my money.
Take my money. You can donate at Indiegogo. Flagpolefeet.com.
Indiegogo. What is Indiegogo? anyways?
Indiegogo is just kind of like a site where you just start up like independent campaigns. For example, if you're developing like an independent game, which is like a genre.
Is it kind of like Kickstarter?
Yeah, yeah,
almost?
it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
It's just fundraising to start things. So like Indiegogo, I think it's more dependent on virtual type aspects. For example, gaming, artwork, like digital art,
Okay.
and just movies. I think too, things like that. Kickstarter, I think, is just pretty much everything. Just like let's get a kickstart to this project or
I
this
have a
foundation.
board game. I want to kickstart it.
Yes.
I need money to make board game. You kickstart.
Yes, it's not about the food.
Yes.
That's right. If you donate today, 10% of your donations will go towards my art.
I just realized like 3/4 of my arm is black.
Why is your arm black?
Working on cars and stuff.
You gotta stop that. This is a problem. In the morning, he's always talking about, like, I'm working on this car, and then I'm gonna show up to your show, and then when he gets here, he makes the whole studio filthy.
Just trash the place.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Rolling Stones. Yeah. So I guess, what is the decider of this, though? Would you say rock and roll?
Huh?
Or
What?
rock and roll? That's good. That's good. We got off topic. No, I'm just kidding. Would you say logic or creativity?
I don't think I
Rock and roll or pop?
rock and roll. Logically.
Logically, that is the answer. You have to
Um,
be quite creative to like pop. I'm not sure if it's an insult or not, because you can't really... What is it? Like...
No, okay, pop is the logical way to make money. Rock and roll is the creative way to make money.
True,
Boom.
true. Oh, that's good, that's good. I like that, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of, there's new rap songs that I've been listening to, right? And they're not mainstream, but some of them are actually just dissing mainstream rappers, and I love it. Just because of that factor. Just like...
Just because they're dissing mainstream.
Well, like,
Obviously.
it's just the whole fact that, like, a lot of the rappers nowadays and hip hop singers and a lot of rock stars even sing about the same thing. It's always about money, drugs, alcohol, and probably dancing and party somewhere in there.
And girls.
And girls, yes. Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
But yeah, no, it's always about
Sex,
something.
drugs, and rock
yeah,
and roll.
it's just like, well, that was back when that was kind of like, yeah, that's cool.
Well, I mean, it's the music scene. It's always been like that.
But in a way, though, it wasn't always about that with rock and roll because you always had the cool guitar riffs.
I
You
guess
always had the cool
That's
drum
different.
solos,
It's different.
right?
Now it's just drama.
Now it's just like, even sorry to say this, but Katy Perry's new birthday song still has too many sexual innuendos.
Beatles is better.
There you go, yeah.
Beatles.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the funniest one is 50 Cent.
50
It's your
Cent.
birthday. Gonna party like it's your birthday. It's like, no! Shoot me in the face. I don't want to party with you. I'll go for the Beatles.
I'll go with the Beatles.
And they're dead.
Oh, jeez.
Most.
That took a real dark turn.
Not all of them.
I wouldn't mind partying with Roger Waters. You know,
Roger Waters would be crazy. No,
Yeah.
I'd rather go for Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger? No, that's a night that you want to just get messed up and not remember.
That would be the party.
Yeah.
That would be the party. I wonder what. Like you said, Roger Waters, and I looked up to the Pink Floyd poster in the corner.
Yeah.
I wonder what. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name.
David.
David Gilmour.
Yeah.
David Gilmour. I wonder what his would be like.
His like.
He'd be
art-
like super like calm, hippie
I-
party like.
Yeah, I find
Everybody
he
sitting
is-
around a campfire with a guitar.
Yeah.
That would be David Gilmour. I don't know the guy, but like just by his personality or the way he does things,
He's definitely just kind of like,
super chill.
in a way, on stage he almost seems introverted, and he's so focused on the guitar. Like he'll rock the show, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
But like,
Not like David Gilmour. Not like Roger Waters.
yeah, Roger Waters loves the theatrical bits of like I can't even speak right now.
Theatrical.
But the
The theatrical.
Because the theatrical, no, but like like the Wall album, right?
Well, that's,
That has so many puppets and things in it.
Oh,
when
it's
you go
crazy.
see it live. It's
oh yeah, I
crazy.
know. The other guys from my band went and saw it live.
Yeah.
And they were like, coolest concert ever.
Yeah,
you know
no,
who else
it's
is
the
really
best.
good at that? Have you ever heard of Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks, he's a country singer, older country singer. Like he's
Yeah.
like the best show ever.
Really?
Yeah, he's super hyped up shows, and they're not like his music is decent, but his shows are just like blow your mind awesomeness.
I like how he had to make the sound effect just so. He's like wrecking my mind. That's how mind blowing you can be. Tune into the Generations That show. To get your mind blown. Exactly what it does in the promo. Thanks, Andy, again for that. Oh man. No, we definitely had a lot of fun making this show though. Just the way it is, just like we had so much freedom with it, which was the best part. It was just like, you guys want a show? Yeah, we do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we want to make it our own.
Yes. Fun.
Yeah.
Girls.
Yes. My favorite was actually like doing the artwork for the show though.
Really?
Because like, I don't know, it was completely different. I didn't use anything for inspiration. I literally just took it off the top of my head. I was just like, I didn't Google anything to be like, that's what a logo looks like. I was just like,
That's what a logo looks
yeah.
like.
Sometimes if I need to like, get my creativity going, I have to look up some other things, just, get some ideas of what's cool and what's
Mhm.
not, like what I like. And Google's obviously a good choice for that. Google
Google
Images
helps
is
a lot.
like, you want one picture? Nah, you get 1 billion.
You get 10,000. Oh man, every time I make that voice, have you ever heard there's these YouTube videos called Power Thirst?
Power Thirst?
Power Thirst. They're the most ridiculous videos ever. Like, they make no sense whatsoever, and like, I remember watching them when I was in middle school. They were so funny back then, now they're just annoying. But like, this guy's talking about an energy drink that's...
Have you ever liked The Annoying Orange?
I've watched it a little bit.
Yeah,
Not
like,
really a big fan of it.
honestly, I don't get the hype behind it because it's just a guy. Like, it's a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool idea, melting over fruit for little kids, right?
Yeah.
They're just like, we love it. But for our age group, it's just kind of like,
What?
How do we get into this?
Find it really dumb.
I only like the ending when like a fruit gets cut up or something. Like it's kind of gruesome, but it's just like, well, that character's.
Kenny. That's the only thing I think of.
Yeah, it's just like, well, that character's gone for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I don't get how certain YouTube videos and series get on like Cartoon Network and tells you.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Growing Orange did that.
Yeah. They had
Oh, right,
segments
yeah.
and things, and even Tobuscus at one point.
I think Llamas with Hats should get on.
Llamas with Hats. That should definitely
totally agree.
That should be on the midnight teletoon, you know, because it is a little bit.
I can almost quote every single because I think there's like 7 of them now. But I can quote the first 4 like almost word for word every time.
Don't eat heads, Carl.
Carl, where is Hans? Well, I cooked them up and ate them. Carl. Well, when you're hungry for Hans.
Yeah.
I have the rumblies
Should
that
we-
only Hans could satisfy.
I think it's about time we play some promos and PSAs. And we'll get back into logic and creativity. We'll do a whole 360, if you will. Alright, here we go. Mic up by accident.
Whoops. And I lost Billido.
Yeah, and he's gone! Alright, but anyway, this is the Generation Z show on 101.7 FM. I'm Dakota Leslie.
I'm Austin Billido.
And we're broadcasting from UFB to the Fraser Valley. We also have Danny in the studio.
Hi.
And she's speaking.
Ish.
Ish.
Not really.
She chooses to speak when she wants. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, but she'll casually put in her remarks.
Casually.
Once there's like space, because we're just like at it.
We're always at it.
At it with your creative and logical conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, alright.
Continuing on our topic.
Yes.
Yes.
What would a logical sound, like song sound like? That's what you guys should try and create in like Poor
The
Richard
logical song.
The logical song?
Ever heard that song before?
No.
Supertramp? No way.
Really?
You have to there's an actual song called The Logical Song. YouTube it one day.
I will.
There's a song called The Logical Song by Supertramp.
I'll make you a better deal. We'll play it next week on the show.
Done.
Done. Super Trap.
Ooh. I definitely just elbowed my mic.
Envision the song to be just like a guy with an acoustic guitar.
Logical would no. I don't understand how that music can't be logical.
Yeah.
So that's the same chord over and over again.
No, but then it's not logical. That's just silly. That's
actually,
just
Yeah,
I would
but
consider
monotone.
that, yeah, that's noise.
If you're thinking logically though, then wouldn't you need like at least some type of sound in the background? If
I
you're
don't know.
making up a logical song? Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would work.
I don't think, honestly, art cannot exist only with logic. You know what I mean? Like, because the whole point of it is
Colors. Yeah, definitely. Like I can
It's-
see that coming. Like
Yeah. It's taking something and just twisting it around and being like, you know what? Let's make this a little bit different so it's intriguing to the eye.
that goes back to having creativity can't exist without having logic. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you can paint a painting and say, how can I make this look logical? Or you can make a painting. You can put a bunch of colors on a piece of on a canvas and then sell it. Or you can go, how can I make this interesting? And then paint again and make it look creative at least.
Add shapes or something that we're familiar with, you know.
Yeah, so, but at the same time, for you to be able to be a good artist, to have something that draws in the attention, for example, photography. Photography has a lot of logic in it,
Yeah. Well, you're taking photos of the real world,
right?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to find things that'll you want your subject to be in the right place,
whether you add more grain or Erin's just in the
Or,
background, yeah,
yeah, she gets
yeah,
all of it,
roll up thirds,
yeah, bingo. That's totally what I mean though.
Yeah.
Logically, you would think, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this person, right? And you put them right in the middle of it. No, that looks silly.
It's
But you
actually
put them
a
off to the
proven
side.
fact though that if you take a lot of old paintings, something like that, and you put have you ever seen the rule of thirds graph?
Yeah.
Right, you can actually put that on the painting, and you'll start to realize that, for example, Leonardo da Vinci, didn't he do paintings a bit? I'm pretty sure. We talked
Yeah,
about
I
this
think
one
so.
time in
Didn't he do?
tech class.
Didn't
but-
he do the Mona Lisa?
Was that Leonardo da Vinci who did the Mona
Don't
Lisa?
ask me.
No clue.
We are so uncultured.
Anyways.
But anyway, you can literally take that graph and just put it on the painting, like, over top, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't do that because you'll wreck it. But just kind of, like, you know, Google Images or whatever and just stick it
Well, I
over
mean, you
top.
could print one out, too,
To
right?
do that. And you'll actually find that, like, what the rule of thirds is that you got two parts of the painting or picture that's filled with something, and then the third part's usually empty or it's just not very important,
Mhm.
per se. It's either blurred or it's just something else, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was the other thing, Aaron, where, like, I took a lot of classes that Aaron
Well, like,
took as well.
rule of thirds, you have two lines going up and down, you have two lines going horizontally, and then, like, you pick the
Yeah.
intersections, and you like sometimes you want to put your subject along one of those lines or like in one of those corners
Yeah.
or in one of those intersections, right? As opposed to putting them dead center in the middle, because then it looks funny.
If you look at a lot of Christian albums, you'll notice that they always have the rule of thirds, especially when the Christian artist is looking away.
Really?
I find that, like, with a lot of, like, Christian, like, album covers and things like that, it's always the guy looking away at the horizontal, or, like, the horizon, sorry about that. Was it Leonardo da
It
Vinci?
is Leonardo da Vinci that painted the
Oh,
Mona Lisa.
okay.
I was like, okay, I know it's.
Was it Van Gogh?
No, it was not Van Gogh. The only one that I remember from Van Gogh is Starry Night.
Really?
The Starry Night.
Because all I remember was him cutting off his ear. We have a lot of dark twists.
It's totally true though. He definitely did cut off his own ear.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not sure if that impressed the girl. I'm pretty sure it didn't.
I doubt it.
No, because I think the end of that story was that he killed himself, which is tragic, but...
I don't know if he did.
I think there's a lot of stories that say that he did.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's like whatever happened. Did Leonardo da Vinci just die of old age, or did he like just disappear?
The Crusades. No, I have no idea.
The Crusades. That is our answer for everything. The Crusades.
Yeah.
From now on.
No,
What's your favorite dessert? The Crusades.
Can I get a side of Crusade? And a little bit of jihad on top.
What?
A little bit of what?
Jihad.
What's that?
Holy war.
Okay.
We learned this in socials, buddy.
No idea.
Where were you kids when school was happening?
Socials 12.
Socials 11. No, actually, Socials 10.
Really?
Socials 10 and 9 kind of like
Don't
tied into that. Yeah.
I'm not big on
I don't
socials.
know what you guys were learning at school. I
What?
don't remember any of that.
It's all Dakota. It's
I-
all
Dakota.
Dakota.
It's
I swear we
Do
learned
you want me to ask my mom?
Oh!
That's funny because her mom's a socials teacher.
'Cause I don't
That's actually
remember
kinda
any
funny.
of this.
No, I honestly remember. I swear there's a lot of people out there like, how come these kids don't remember what they learned? You guys probably look
I
so
learned
bad right now.
nothing.
And I look awesome.
Either that, or we all look awesome and you look ridiculous.
That's
You're just-
impossible.
Okay, I quit.
Erin says she quit, but she doesn't realize there's a contract.
You looked pretty ridiculous with a giant bucket of ice on your head last week.
I still want to
Oh.
see that.
That
Ice
wasn't
cold!
the only
Ice cold!
Ice cold, baby. Is that Aerosmith actually playing?
It's playing. I had it. I just started playing it a little while ago.
Alright.
There we go. It's there. We found it.
Yeah.
Success.
I just wanted to play a little bit louder. Alright.
But then they're listening to like two different voices.
Well, no, it's fine because
Background.
we're talking over them.
Background.
It's background.
Yes.
Background.
So,
Logic versus creativity.
it's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible to have.
It's impossible to have a logical debate on this.
Yeah, like
I'm just gonna use logical whenever I can now.
it's like you're prancing around the question.
just prance.
Just prancing around. We're not even good at it.
No. So funny.
It's like, how do we fit this in?
No.
Let's just use it everywhere now. So anyway, if you guys didn't know, the challenge for Austin this week was prance, to use the word prance on the show within somewhere. And honestly, where could we possibly fit it?
I don't know.
The logical
You can
solution would
prance
not to prance around the
creatively.
question.
Yeah.
The logical solution would be not to use prance.
Yes.
Well, you could have done like as your creative like example, be like, How
I don't even
How you,
understand.
like,
The
make
whole
these
the whole
words,
idea
like-
behind it is the fact that there's a bunch of girls that always go hashtag prance. I don't understand what that. I don't understand
What?
it.
I don't-
Hashtag prance. Don't know. Hashtag like I'm actually doing the hashtag with my fingers right now.
I don't get hashtags, and you'll notice on Facebook when I add them, they're usually just saying something stupid, like really dumb.
Hashtag Jesus on skates. No kidding.
Oh, that's interesting though, because that actually has a lot of that's important, but we're not going to tell you to what, because if we told you, it'd be really bad.
I want to know.
No.
You don't need to know.
You
No.
probably already know. It's nothing inappropriate,
That's
mind you.
classified.
It's classified
Classified
information.
information.
Yeah, the NSA told us not to tell you, because we talked to people.
No, it
High up
was
in the government.
Illuminati.
What's that?
Nothing.
What did you say, Aaron?
Nothing.
You better
The
speak
Illuminati.
loud.
No.
The Illuminata?
I
Those
thought
are
it
my
was natty.
favorite. No, nada. They don't exist. Yeah. No, I've been calling them that for probably a year now, because like a couple years ago, I started looking into it. I was like, you know what? Let's see what this conspiracy is all about. And then I started to get into things like reptilians, and that really threw me off the whole conspiracies completely.
See what?
Yeah. Believe this. This could
it-
follow up with logic and creativity, and this
is
is
it logic?
definitely no. It's definitely creative.
Okay.
Creative and fictional. Now, certain people of our government are apparently these reptile species that have evolved, kind of like that old Mario movie that everyone disliked. You would probably have to look it up, but there's an old 90s Mario movie where there's like a parallel dimension or something.
Okay.
And then there's us who like evolved from apes, apparently. This is the whole thing too. It says
Okay.
evolution. Right. And then on the other side of like the universe or this parallel dimension or whatever is Bowser and how they evolved from like dinosaurs.
What the frick?
That'd be cool.
It's a cool idea, sure.
I've never
But the
seen
movie
it.
wasn't really too great. Because honestly, when I'm looking for a Mario movie, just go straight up Mario. Just go straight up what it is. Just two worlds of the same. Don't make it like, oh, we're in New York now, the Bronx. Ugh. Now we're in some alternate dimension and things are different. Yeah.
But I mean, logically,
Logically.
I don't know what would be better. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think you're right on that though. Like it would, but then again, it wouldn't be as creative.
Yeah. Well, like, back to the reptilian thing, because I wasn't quite finished. I kind of rolled off into Mario because it's a bad movie to me. I'm not a big fan of that one. Watched it as a kid and I still thought it was ridiculous because I grew up with Mario. But like, no, when you, I just, remember when we were playing, what was it?
What?
Weird Al
Indie
Yankovic.
band?
Yeah, the certain song that was a parody. Johnny was playing it. He
Foil
loved it.
or something?
Foil. Yeah, Foil.
I remembered it.
Okay, at the end of the video, right? It's talking about the Illuminati and that conspiracy completely. At the end of the
Okay.
video, right?
Yeah.
He rips off a mask, like one of them. I'm not sure if it was him. I think it was someone else. And it's just a reptile CGI, like a face, right?
Yeah.
And what that was inferring was actually directly to what I'm talking about, the reptilian conspiracy, where there's these reptilian species that infiltrated all governments and they're controlling the world and they're trying to make a new world order. Things like that. And honestly, I don't get this, for one. Everybody's freaking out about this new world order. But it's not a bad idea. What we're talking about is getting rid of borders and uniting the human race.
I think that would.
As long as it's not done in, like, you know, where you have social classes, where, like, the rich is, like, significantly rich and the poor is significantly poor.
Yeah.
As long as that, but honestly, as long as it's a working society, I'm not going to complain about a new world order. As long as it's not like Equilibrium, where everybody's
Yeah.
injecting their necks every couple hours.
I don't think I like that idea.
What, the new world order?
Like getting rid of the borders.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think because then whose government is taking over? Because there's so many different types of governments. Than the
Well,
borders.
I think honestly,
Like, you know, for North Korea, South Korea,
yeah.
if you put those together, then pretty much we're
Civil
done for.
War.
Yeah, well,
So, like,
more or less,
if-
they're done for. Their nuclear tests aren't working very well, and I don't get why we're afraid of it, because they're not going to reach us, I'm sorry to say it. They can barely reach Japan, let's be honest. So, like, you know,
If you make nukes attack us, I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Erin says that she's going to shoot me in the face if North Korea attacks us. But here's
and I
the
won't
thing.
allow that.
Here's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure North Korea isn't listening to this exact station at this
I don't
exact
think it
time.
can reach.
Oh no, the reptilians are after us.
I was gonna say Illuminati.
Oh,
That's great.
But
Kim Jong
still.
Il and
So we've now come to the conclusion that all Illuminati are reptilia.
like they're the whole
The
Illuminati.
reptiles in disguise.
Yeah, they're really just all world leaders, even the UN, just reptiles. I don't know how we can solve this problem now. It's too late. They've infiltrated too much. There's no turning back now. We're just gonna have to conform and accept.
All hierarchy is reptilia.
That's gonna be the new world. It's just reptilia, no longer Earth. That's too human for them. Some guy's probably thinking right now, listening to the station, man, I gotta get my tinfoil on. The satellites are pointing in on us.
Oh, that was brutal.
Oh.
Okay, no more of that.
Sometimes I had to make foolish jokes. It's just what society is. It's just what society is. No, but honestly, I can't understand how this makes sense to them. They've never seen a reptile human being before, and honestly, that would creep me out.
That would freak me out too.
I'd probably consider
All I
testing that.
all I can think of is
No, isn't there for Young Justice though? There was
Young Justice is a fictional series.
Doctor Who is the better one. I think of Doctor Who whenever I think of that.
I've never seen Doctor Who.
There's a couple episodes with like these alien people that are actually they're not alien. They live on like so. It's funny because all of these.
Why do you have a bunch of guitar picks?
Because I play guitar and they were in my wallet and I was playing with them. So whatever. Anyways, there's like this theory, this is like off of Doctor Who. This is an episode off Doctor Who. There's this theory that there are reptiles that live, like reptilia. So I guess the easiest way to explain it is reptiles as humans. So like scales and
Yeah.
lizard skin and all that stuff, but walk and talk like a human that live below the earth, not below the outside of the earth, like underground.
Oh, speaking of which, actually, really quick, did you hear that apparently, by a lot of what my friends have heard, and one article that I've read by an official source, but who knows, it could be just like a prank or a hoax or something, that there's actually another ocean underneath this ocean.
Underneath what ocean?
Our ocean.
Well,
Like
I
a
thought there was,
sub-ocean underneath our oceans.
Whoa. How
I
does that work?
believe like undersea lakes. or
Undersea
something.
lakes?
I think I heard
Yeah.
of that somewhere. So
I
don't
could see
know,
like
maybe.
springs, like.
Yeah.
under-
But apparently it's actually like a salt water ocean underneath our ocean, and the two
You know what
don't
that
connect.
totally scares me. Like the only thing that I can think of is Journey to the Center of the Earth. You remember that?
What was that? Yeah, but what was that
Yeah,
other
maybe.
movie that recently came out with like the mecha robots and then like those sea monsters that came out of like the ocean floor
No
because of the
idea.
current? But you know which one
No
I'm talking
idea.
about? No?
No,
No?
no idea.
Anyway, it was a new movie. I'm pretty sure someone out there knows the name. They're probably gonna be like, if you know it, just post it on our Facebook. It'll be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good movie. There was definitely a lot of good action in it. But the whole idea was that, okay, the ocean floor cracks and it leads to another dimension. But how about instead, they just come from the sub-ocean underneath? That would have been a cooler storyline.
Yeah, but how would that work though? Because like, here's the question though: is there like a layer of water and then like a layer of oxygen,
I think there's like a
or is
layer.
it just like water and like earth, water, earth, sea, and then like?
I think it's
atmosphere,
honestly
you know what
just
I mean?
like, let's go from the Pacific point of view, right? So you got the Pacific, and you got like Earth, the crust there,
Yeah.
underneath the ocean floor. And then underneath there, apparently, is supposed to be like, rock, molten lava, and then apparently another ocean, or something like that.
You need logic to figure out this movie.
We
Boom.
need, no, it's creativity, just like reptilians. But, don't you wreck those blinds. Why do we have blinds in the studio?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like,
I'm supposed to
Okay, so-
hide.
Well, we're all in here naked, Dakota.
well, yeah.
Right.
Aaron did just bring up that we're all here naked.
as
Traditionally.
always.
Yeah, I hope Andy's listening right now in Ontario.
Why is he in Ontario?
He's always in Ontario. He's going to Waterloo, remember?
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Never mind.
Hence the reason why you're here, Austin.
This
Right
is why
over my
you're
head. Right over my head. I keep on thinking, like, every time I hear Andy, I always think of, like, Aaron. Not Andy. I always think of Aaron.
You're an Andy now.
Not that Aaron.
Oh,
Not
oh.
that Aaron.
Oh, the station manager?
Yeah, station
Oh, okay,
manager,
yeah.
yeah.
He's a cool guy, though. He's cool.
Cool.
He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. It's not home. No.
Too far, Dakota.
Too far. So, as we figured out earlier, you can't live without logic and creativity.
You can't.
Fun, especially without either, because
Well, it's like, kid, put it this way. It's like having half of your brain,
yeah,
right? Because creativity is, what is it, like one side of your brain, logic's the
I
other
think
side
it's
of your brain?
I think the right side is creativity and the left side's logic, or vice versa.
But, like, that's like saying,
I took
okay,
psychology
take out
2
half
years
of my
ago.
brain. I never took psychology, so I got nothing. But that wouldn't make any sense. Like, let's cut out half of my brain.
You probably wouldn't be able to function very well.
No, not at all.
No.
Aaron's laughing in the corner.
Yeah. That's definitely something that only tinfoil could fix.
What, Aaron laughing?
No.
Oh, hey!
Cheap shots.
That's
Shots
mean!
Wait, I thought there was different layers in the brain though.
fired. Different. Well,
Well, yeah, there is, but
There's-
there's like...
So like if you cut it in half, what like if it's,
you
like,
probably lose the ability to speak. Probably you'd go deaf. I would think.
The
right?
left side of your body wouldn't
Deaf.
work.
Deaf. You'd go deaf. No, you'd go straight to dead.
Obviously.
But no. I think you wouldn't be able to speak though. Like I've heard those stories of people living without their brain.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah, like just strange science, like medical cases where whether a guy, I think one was some guy got hit with the back of like artillery. Like when he was putting in the shell, the thing kicked back and hit him in the face.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah, he definitely had a huge indent in his face. To say the least.
Indent in his face.
Yeah, which sucks. I could never imagine. That would, but you could use it like cereal. No, I'm just kidding.
Eat cereal. Oh man, eat cereal out of your own face.
Oh.
Sorry,
Who needs a bowl? I've got a bowl in my head.
That was a bad joke.
That was bad.
My apologies, but
To the person with half a head.
but apparently it is possible to live without half a brain.
I'm sure it is. You probably wouldn't function very well, but I'm
No.
sure it is.
I'm sure your speech would be delayed if at all even existed. Because,
That's
like,
true.
Yeah, like you would probably lose the ability to see through one eye because if you look at the brain, oddly enough, your right and left eye crisscross over and connect to the opposite sides. It's weird. Yeah, that's definitely different. But yeah, Austin's changing Aerosmith now, and he's not doing a great job at it.
You play this one?
Johnny wants, or Johnny.
I am now Johnny. Great.
I'm so used to Johnny queuing up the vinyl, but Austin wants to play Dream On, I believe. Yeah. So enjoy. Back to the Generation Z show. I'm Dakota Leslie.
I'm Austin Bilodeau.
I said that with a lot of enthusiasm, I suppose, but this
I'm
is the
Dakota
Generation Z show, broadcasting from UFA to the Fraser Valley.
And I'm
Was it-
still here.
And Danny's still here, of course. But we're going to talk really quick about lucid dreaming because that takes a lot of creativity and it kind of just like logic through the roof.
Crazy. Like you have to. Okay, so for those who don't know what lucid dreaming is, do you have a definition or something like that?
Oh, I just have like what causes.
Okay, so lucid dreaming is kind of when you know you're dreaming, so you control your dream.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it's so weird. Like, oh, like you're halfway through dreaming. You're like, oh, I'm dreaming right now. Oh, I'm just gonna take control of this, and you just like break into flight or something.
Did you
crazy
know
like
though that there's this herb that you can buy off Amazon, right? And it's legal. It's legal. I'm not talking about illegal things now, but it's a legal thing that you can buy, right?
Obviously, it's legal. You buy it off of Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Like Amazon, the new drug dealer. Like,
Anyways,
but no, seriously, you can go on Amazon. You can search up this certain herb. I forget what it's called because it's the scientific name, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
never
whatever.
created a short-term name for it, right? But No, you could buy it, like 30 pills of it, right? It's just an extracted herb, right? It's nothing bad, and all it does is just it gives you lucid dreams, and you can control it, and it's you just have fun in your dreams. Basically, it's like living the day the way you usually would, except now you can fly. You can do the. I've just heard crazy stories from other people.
I've heard crazy stories about it too. Like I've had friends like tell us crazy stories about it. And the other thing we were going to talk about is that this. I think this is going to be a little bit of a topic towards the end of our hour. Is dreaming. Another thing that kind of happens sometimes is sleep paralysis or dream paralysis or whatever you want to call it, where you're dreaming, but you're awake. You're awake, but you can't move.
Yeah.
So
which is
like
crazy.
It's crazy. You're dreaming, but you can't move. And I've only ever had it happen once. A little while ago, I had a surgery, so they had to give me Tylenols with codeine. Now, codeine, if you're not good with it, it screws up your mind. Like, it messes you up.
Doesn't, like, a lot of people get addicted to that, too? It's like
codeine.
in cough syrup, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, a lot of people are sipping on that. That's stupid.
But
That's
in a big enough dose, I guess sometimes it can make you high or something like that, or, like, it gives you sleep paralysis. Because I woke up in the middle of the night
Don't
one
do
night.
drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
What is it? Subject... what is it? Do you see at the start of the TV shows? Subject matter is...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you. Listeners' discretion is advised. Anyways, but like, no, okay, so I had a surgery a little while ago and I had to take codeine. And I was up, awake. I had moved from my bedroom to the TV room and laid down on the couch. And I laid down on the couch and then couldn't move anymore. And then, like, I wanted to scream. Like, I was having this continuous dream of me, like, expanding like a sponge and then exploding, and then like it would show a picture of me again and it would like expanding and exploding and like continuous for like an hour.
That's awesome.
Super creepy, way too crazy. Like I was and then like you want to scream because you're freaking out but you can't because you're paralyzed.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa, it was the weirdest thing ever. And then I just fell asleep again and like it was gone after that.
But lesson learned, kids. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs unless they're prescribed, and only do what the doctor orders you to do. In that sense.
Legal drugs.
Legal. Yeah. And which brings us upon, really quickly and really brief, the illegal kind. Now, I was going to bring up a certain chemical in your brain, right? And it's called, I'm going to really mess this up, dimethyltryptamine. Sure. Short for DMT. That's the street name usually. You can buy this drug and it gives you you can buy it on the street, which is unfortunate. It shouldn't be legal at all. It gives you the worst trip, never had it, hurt a lot of people. You can look it up on YouTube if you really want to see how bad it is. Right? People are like, oh man, my hands are melting, my eyes are melting, my eyes are sinking in, things like that. Like, that doesn't sound like fun.
Not at all.
That doesn't sound like a dream drug at all. That sounds like a nightmare. But no, like, I don't get why. Like, some people tell me that they have great experiences. I would say, don't do it. Just don't. It's not worth it.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, just don't. Just stay away from things. Just don't do it. But anyway, we're a little bit minute overboard, so let's go to contact information really quick. You can contact us at facebook.com/GenZShow or youtube.com/GenZShow. I can't speak today. I don't know why. You can watch our videos there too. You can also contact us at our email at genzshow@gmail.com. Yeah, that's a choice. And here's our outro. Unless Sebastian has something to say. Really
Nope, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Have a great night.
This is the Gen Z Show.